which you are always welcome to call the office line. But today, there's nobody here in the office line. So,
but to get on the air to talk about our topics or to bring one up by yourself, call 352-622-9622. We'd be most welcome to have you on the air and hear what you have to say about anything.
So this morning we had a topic. There's an article in Reader's Digest that talks about the most charming small town, the most charming small town in every state. Mm-hmm. And so we went through the one in Florida, which was Naples. We went through the one in Georgia, which was Helen, which definitely looks charming.
Yeah, it does.
You know, Naples looks charming too. I've never been to Naples, but in my opinion, Ocala is charming. But I think our elected officials, the people who run the city, are really doing a good job making it more charming. I don't know if charming is a goal for anybody, but I think some of the things that we've seen happen, I think the linear park that they're working on is going to be making it more charming. I think the hotel has the potential. It could go either way with that, you know. Yeah. But I think it could. I think outdoor seating at like restaurants and stuff like that, I think that makes an area charming for some reason.
I do too.
You know?
I do too.
So I do have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hey.
How are you guys today?
Good. Who's this?
How are you?
What's your name?
This is Rose.
Hey.
Rose Charbonneau.
Hey, Rose.
So I have a suggestion, and I love walking around the square and everything, and you know when you go out to eat. But then after that, especially if somebody had a few drinks or something, some people would like to maybe walk some of that off before they get in their car.
Yeah, right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If they're drinking, I personally don't like to do that because it's very expensive to get caught doing that. But anyways, none of the other shops are open. The only shops that are open later is the chocolatier guy that's down the street from, it's not exactly on the square, but it's more south.
Like a block away.
About a block.
Yeah.
About a block away. And then there's a catty corner from that. There's a little cute dress shop they have.
Right.
Got eclectic kind of stuff in there. And they stay open later. But everybody else, all the other shops are closed. They close probably, I would assume, about 5, somewhere around there, 5, 6 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And what they ought to do is close maybe more around lunchtime or in this time that it's like slower. Because in the summertime it's so hot, a lot of people don't walk around anyways. They go out when it gets a little cooler. And maybe if they go out to eat, they'll go walking around and looking for dress shops and everything, but everything's closed.
That's
so I don't know why they don't stay open.
Yeah, that's an excellent point because I like walking around the downtown area and to go into the little shops at nighttime is very charming and I really enjoy it.
And it's very relaxing doing that.
Mm-hmm. Certainly.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah. I think during like the months when they have the lights up, Light Up Ocala, after Light Up Ocala, I think they stay up a little bit later then, don't they, for some reason?
They weren't. I was around. They might have during that, but I remember some of the other events. I purposely went to check to see if some of those dress shops and the other places were open, and some of them weren't.
Okay.
I mean, if they complain about the business not being good, that would probably help if they changed their hours around a little bit.
Yeah, might not. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Well, maybe
a good point.
Maybe once the hotel goes up, maybe it'll be a whole different clientele. There'll be some tourists down there. I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see it. I think it's way better than it was, though. So I think it is improving.
If they would just stay open till about 8, 9 o'clock, at least. But they should. If I had a shop out there, I'd stay open as long as those bars are open.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense, yeah.
Because people do like to stroll around, like you said, work off the alcohol. Plus, they will buy things, so they shouldn't roll their carpets up so early. Then they should stay open and accommodate the public.
Yeah, good point, Rose. Yeah, all right. Thank you for the call.
Right.
Appreciate the call.
Thanks for being on today. That's great.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. Yeah, that is a
Nice
good
lady.
idea.
I like her.
And I've thought, for example, like when they have First Friday Art Walk, right? I love First Friday Art Walk, and by the way, she described the area we are normally at when we do First Friday Art
right
Walk.
next door to the chocolate guy.
See how
Love
we
his candy.
haven't had it. Now I'm missing it, right? Because they don't do that for 3 months. But
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I think she's right. When it's First Friday Art Walk and I see people walking around and there are entertainers like on the sidewalks like us,
Yeah.
and people showing off their art, which is really is charming. I think that does lend to the
Yeah.
charm of the city. But I think, for example, when Starbucks used to be in that corner building, they had outdoor seating. But they had a problem with the homeless population. I'm not picking on the homeless people, but the homeless people would be asking for money, and not all of them. I know it was only a few, but a few bad apples ruined it. So then Starbucks said, you know what, we're not going to have outdoor seating anymore. All of our customers are complaining that they constantly get solicited
Yeah, exactly.
for a handout.
Yeah.
And I had that happen to me. I had a guy come up to me. I could hear him on the phone when I was buying coffee, and he was on. It sounded like he was talking to somebody about being stranded, about being without any money, blah, blah, blah. And I never said a word to him. Then I went out and sat with you. And then he came up to us and asked us if we could help out. And of course, he knew that he was talking loud enough so I could hear him. But I, like a gullible fool, felt bad for him, gave him money. And then the lady at the table next to us, after the guy left, she said, that guy's been hitting people for money all afternoon. It's a scam. He wasn't on the phone with anybody. And I said, oh, man, figures I'm going to be tricked like that. And so that's the kind of thing that was happening that caused Starbucks to say, you know what, we're not going to have outdoor seating anymore. And it was really a nice thing.
It was. I loved that.
And
I loved Starbucks when it was in that building.
So, yeah. But I mean, it's the outdoor seating is what I'm getting at. Now, there's a little bar across the street. Do you know what that's called, by the way? You went there with your mom, right, on that tapas night?
Oh,
The one with the outdoor seating?
The street. Yeah, I can't
Across
remember.
across from the theater, the movie theater.
Ivy House, I think.
Is it Ivy House?
I'm not sure now. I'm all mixed up. But no, they have outdoor seating there.
And
They
that's-
have outdoor seating at Harry's.
That's right, yeah,
and right next
that's right.
door to Harry's at the sushi place, they have outdoor seating. Ivy House on the square, they have outdoor seating.
Yeah.
And that's really nice. But
is
I
nice.
just, I hope something charming comes into the old Starbucks area, has outdoor seating, and that the bums get thrown off.
Don't call them bums.
Well,
Yeah, you know what? That the group that does that is bum. But I don't like to
Yeah.
say everybody who's homeless.
not
is a bum.
everybody's bums,
people
but
go
the
through
people
hard
that,
times. Yeah. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning again.
Hello, Hugh.
Earlier you were talking about Wisconsin's most charming city being Kohler, and I believe Robin said she did not know where Kohler, Wisconsin was.
No, I don't.
It's approximately 50 miles north of Milwaukee and just west of Sheboygan, if you know where that is.
Oh, I know where Sheboygan is, yeah, but I didn't know where Kohler is.
Yeah, that's where Johnsonville has its big sausage factory is in Sheboygan Falls, which is like a suburb. But I had three uncles that worked their whole life at Kohler Company, and a little something of interest as far as strikes in the United States. The Kohler Company was involved in the longest strike in the United States, with being 20 years, and the company finally won out. But it's got the record of the longest strike.
Oh my gosh,
How did they stay
isn't
open?
that something?
How did they stay open for that long?
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, Kohler's been there since probably in the 40s, and my uncles worked and retired from Kohler Company, and they were union people, but eventually the company won out. After so many years, it was just it was they had to give up and give in, and the Kohler Company had won, but they hold the record for the longest strike in the United States of over 20 years.
Gosh, isn't that something?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thank you. Thank you for that. Any other city? By the way, the most charming small town in Alabama is the town of Orange Beach on the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh.
And I don't know anything about it, but it just looks charming when I was looking at it.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Orange
Oh my
Beach
gosh.
offers wildlife viewing opportunities from seabirds and songbirds on their migratory route to dolphins in the Gulf and sea turtles hatching in the fall. So
Oh, I think that's
that sounds like
marvelous.
Florida too. I mean, I think there's a lot of coastal towns in Florida that are charming.
Like Destin, that was pretty nice.
I don't remember Destin. I mean, I remember going there, but I don't remember this.
Well, there was a storm, and then the beaches on the outside they were closed because of the storm.
Does
but,
anybody think St. Augustine is charming? I do.
I do. I love St.
old town
Augustine, the
part of
old
it.
area where you can't drive in. Sure. But I'm with Rose about Ocala downtown. The retail shops are there. They should stay open till like 10 o'clock at night because that's when the activity comes out, from the dinner hour through 10 o'clock at night. That's when a lot of people are out there just walking around, grabbing something, an ice cream or a candy from the chocolate shop, having a couple of drinks. I think the retail stores should be open till till like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, but how would you regulate? I mean, they're all privately owned businesses.
Oh, certainly. It would be up to the individuals.
They have to do it themselves.
Sure, they'd have to do it. You can't make a law, but they'd have to do it themselves. But I've been downtown, for just walking around and stuff, and those retail shops, they're all closed, and sometimes you just want to walk around in something.
Today is the 4th of July, so I have some movies to tell you about.
Okay.
These are movies that are history buff movies that feature the 4th of July. So if you're a history buff, some of these movies might be in your... Like some people were suggesting Independence Day. It's an alien movie, right?
Yeah, it is. It's alien.
It's just called Independence Day.
Yeah.
And I know it happens on the 4th of July in the movie, but it's not really, there's nothing historical about it. Okay.
No.
All right. So in the one movie is called The Patriot. Mm-hmm. The Patriot. In 1776, South Carolina, Benjamin Martin, a French Indian War veteran haunted by his past, wants to stay out of the American Revolution and live a quiet life on his farm. But when the British Colonel Tavington kills one of his sons, he enlists and becomes the leader of a makeshift militia. During the war, Martin and his men discover that they will pay a steep price for their rebellion, but play a pivotal role in turning the tide against the Redcoats.
Yeah, it's
Have
all
you watched
about
The Patriot?
Sacrifice. Yes.
Is that the one with
Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson.
Excellent movie. I'd like to see it again.
Would you? Okay, let's see if I have.
Have you seen it?
I don't think so. No,
It's an excellent movie.
Is it? Is that okay? Well,
They have swords and
I thought I was
guns.
playing the. I thought I was going to the.
Ooh.
It's a different
That's
thing there.
cute.
All right,
Look at that.
I'm looking for the
Hotel
trailer to the
Pennsylvania.
Patriot. All right, here. I think this is it. I think this is it right here. Oh, it smells like fireworks. Wait.
Yeah,
Stop,
I know
stop.
the computer renames things.
All right, this is here.
feared
Here we go.
that my sins would return to visit me. And the cost is more than I can bear.
A past he wanted to forget.
I've been to war, and I have no desire to do so again. I had 7 children. I do not wish to leave them fatherless.
A family threatened by war.
We have to do something.
When did this movie come out, Rob? Oh, 2000. It says right there.
Oh, okay.
A son fighting for his beliefs.
Father, I thought you were a man of
Well,
principle.
there you go. There you go.
I
That's,
saw it on TV with commercials, and I would like to see it.
well, there's
without
one. All right.
commercials.
So these are the
Would
top.
you like to see that movie?
Yeah. The top history buff movies featuring the 4th of July. So The Patriot was that one. The next one, Born on the 4th of July.
I've never seen that one. Everybody says it's good, and I've never seen that one.
This came out in 1989. It was based on the best-selling autobiography of Vietnam War veteran Ron Kovic. It tells the story of a patriotic small-town athlete who enlists with the Marines to fight in Vietnam. But after he ends up paralyzed and feeling betrayed by his country, he transforms into an anti-war and pro-human rights political activist. This film was nominated for 8 Academy Awards and won Best Director and Best Film Editing. It stars Tom Cruise. Oh, have you seen this one?
No, I'm not.
Born on the 4th of July. Okay, let's see if I can get that trailer for this one. Let's see if we can hear it anyway. Here it comes. Dun, 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 dun.
I wanted to be a good American. I wanted to serve my country. I couldn't wait to fight my first war.
We got him! We got him! Look it
Let the word go forth.
Daddy, the soldier!
And the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.
Your brother's a hard worker, Tommy. Win or lose. School, sports, life. As long as you do your best. That's what matters to God.
First off, young men, let's get one thing straight. There is nothing prouder as a United States Marine.
Our dad's got to go to WW2. This is our chance to do something.
You should think about what you're doing. You could get yourself killed. Did you ever think about that?
Just help me, Jesus. Help me to make the right decision. Sometimes I just like to stay here and never leave. But I gotta go.
13,000 miles. It's a long way to go to fight a war.
Don't you know what it means to me to be a Marine, Dad? Ever since I was a kid, I've wanted this. I wanted to serve my country. I want to go to Vietnam. And I'll die there if I have to.
There's something happening here.
You gotta try and stay alive, okay? You hear me?
Exactly clear.
Chicago has an Alice in Wonderland quality about it. Things are getting curiouser and curiouser.
Come on, get up there, get up there. Keep going, come on.
Stop, children.
Mom.
Everybody look what's going on.
Oh, okay. So he comes home paralyzed. Oh, wow. So, all right. Well, I guess I should have known that. I think I had seen the stills from that before. So.
I've never seen it.
Born on the 4th of July.
I've heard it was good.
Yeah. By the way, if you want to take a trip down to Tampa, how many of you know that there's a ship docked there called the American Victory Ship? They're actually having a 4th of July big deal today.
Yes, they are. Fireworks and everything.
It's called American Victory, and it's one of only 3 remaining ships out of like 500 ships that were built. This particular ship was used in World War II, in the Korean War, and in the Vietnam War. And what did Joe call it? A cargo ship? Is that what he called it, Robin?
Yes, a cargo ship.
And from what I understand, it was used to transport tanks, among other things. So it's an amazing thing to see. By the way, they give you tours. I think it's only like $10 for a non-veteran. I think it's $6 for a veteran to take a tour of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever get a chance to do that,
it's right behind the Florida Aquarium.
Right. Yeah.
Great parking. I mean, easy to find. Really off of 275. You can't beat it.
All right, another movie that is recommended for the 4th of July is this one called The Devil's Disciple. Have you ever heard of this one?
No.
The Devil's Disciple was based on the 1897 play by George Bernard Shaw. The film features Dick Dudgeon, a New England revolutionary mistakenly arrested by the British in place of a local reverend. Dudgeon conceals his true identity as he cannot bring himself to cause another human to suffer. The reverend's wife, Judith, is moved by Dick's actions and mistakenly interprets them as an expression of love. In spite of his protests, she finds herself drawn to him. When taken before British Commander General Burgoyne, Dudgeon is willing to die for his principles, but at the last minute he is saved to become a revolutionary leader. This is a true story.
Oh, I like true stories. Wow.
Right, I think. The film also features performances by Laurence Olivier, Burt Lancaster, and Kirk Douglas. So this is an old movie.
Yeah, but these are the heavy guys of the era.
The Devil's Disciple.
The heavy
I do not have a trailer
hitters.
for that one. Another movie that you might want to watch for the 4th of July is called John Adams. John Adams. You know, John Adams also went to the Francis Tavern in New York, by the way.
Yes. They had their whole group there.
It wasn't just George Washington.
No, they had their whole group.
Paul Giamatti is the actor. He gives a breathtaking performance as John Adams in this TV miniseries, which covers Adams's life from 1770 when he risked his career by defending the British soldiers accused of murder in the Boston Massacre.
Oh, my.
To his death, along with Thomas Jefferson, on July 4th, 1826.
That's right. They did die on the same day.
In chronicling Adams' political life, it also tells the story of his first 50 years, of the first 50 years of the United States. The miniseries has won more Emmy Awards than any other miniseries. There you go.
Wow. I've not seen that.
This is how history should be dramatized. Here's a trailer from it. This is hold on, I gotta wait for a commercial.
Transylvania 3, coming July 13th for the children.
So anyway, just some movies to be recommended for the 4th of July. I like this list better than the other list we had.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the other list. Independence Day, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about aliens attacking the Earth. All right, here we go.
Are now before us.
'Tis no small thing to build a new world, gentlemen.
We are in the very midst of revolution, the most remarkable of any in the history of the world. Liberty will reign in America.
John Adams. So the miniseries is available as a complete collection, I guess, right?
Yes.
So you can watch it, I guess, what do they call it? Binge watching now?
Yes.
Right?
Because if it's 7 parts, it's probably 7 hours, right?
It's a long thing. Wow. Got a lot of watching to do.
That's right. Go home, fire up the grill, put your hot dogs and hamburgers on it, and then settle back and watch it.
All right. The next movie to be recommended for the 4th of July is called Drums Along the Mohawk.
Oh, I can't remember if I saw that or not.
This is
I
based
have.
on a novel that was published in 1936, had the same name. It's written by Walter D. Edmonds. The film portrays the life of a couple of settlers on the New York frontier during the American Revolution. They endure British, Tory, and Indian attacks on their farm in Mohawk Valley before the revolution ends and peace is restored. The film was nominated for 2 Academy Awards and became a major box office success, grossing over $1 million in its first year, which was a lot back then. It stars Henry Fonda and Claudette
Colbert.
Colbert.
Oh, I like those.
You want to hear that? This is called Drums Along the Mohawk.
Yeah.
You ever see it?
No, but I like to see this.
All right, let's see the. Let's listen.
heard of
listen
it.
to the trailer. I do have the trailer here. Sounds like an old movie.
It's a real orchestra. You can tell.
It's in black and white. Well,
Listen to that orchestra.
not much of a trailer. It's just all music, and they're showing scenes from the movie. Look how young Henry Fonda is.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So there you go.
Yeah, but that's wow. Look at that. Isn't that something?
Scared, did you, what that fella just said about the Tories and the Indians?
I wasn't even thinking about Indians.
What were you thinking about?
I was just wondering if you loved me as much as I love you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a love story.
I love that.
Soldiers made this.
Well, you
cradle.
gotta have love
Give it to me
stories.
the night we were married. You and Lana might as well have it.
That's mighty kind of you, ma'am.
Oh, nonsense. What good is it to me?
Can't ever tell. Good-looking widow like you.
Ah, shut up.
Giving him a cradle for a future baby.
Oh man.
Don't say that. Don't even think it. Just tell me you won't be afraid and you want me to go. Lana.
Wait, Henry Fonda sounds like one of those guys over at Ocala Aviation. Who does he sound like? The young guy that comes in here with Dan sometimes.
Oh, yeah, Brad. The shooting now.
Well, there you go. So we
Yeah,
won't
see, the
listen.
love story's not happening right now.
They're shooting each other. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. Raising of the flag at the USS Monterey in Norfolk, Virginia this Independence Day. Last night, the president calling for unity at an event honoring service members. This afternoon, he and the First Lady welcome military members to the South Lawn for a picnic. British counterterrorism police investigating after an unknown substance leaves 2 people in critical condition. They're looking for a possible link to the poisoning just miles away of a Russian spy and his daughter earlier this year.
Yulia and her father Sergei were poisoned with that deadly Novichok nerve agent, and all the while there are parts of this city that have been cordoned off, not only here in Salisbury but also in Amesbury. A church there where we understand the couple who are said to be in their 40s had gone before they became unwell.
Rebecca Williams with Fox News Network Sky News. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Everyone's forgotten who runs this valley.
Academy Award winner Kevin Costner stars in Yellowstone on Paramount Network.
This ain't checkers, son. This is chess, and you're about to play it with masters.
You were right. They're building a city.
Promise doesn't need your permission. In this valley, it does. All men are bad, but some of us try real hard to be good.
Yellowstone. New episode next Wednesday at 10 on the new Paramount Network. And catch up on the first 2 episodes on demand now.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's, because Lowe's has the brands pros trust at the right prices, like our wide selection of A.O. Smith Signature Series water heaters, now available exclusively at Lowe's. Plus, save 5% on eligible purchases every day when you use your Lowe's Business Credit account. Stop by the Pro Desk at Lowe's or visit Lowe'sForPros.com for details. So, Pro, now that you know, start with Lowe's. Credit offer subject to credit approval. Can't be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. U.S. only.
Council.
You are looking to work somewhere that treats employees like family, has a team atmosphere, and rewards your hard work. Does this sound like you? Then go to drsinstall.com. Apply today and get paid to learn a new trade while providing your family with great benefits. Visit drsinstall.com. That's drsinstall.com. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention and God bless America.
Here are today's headlines from the source WOCA. The Florida Highway Patrol is reporting that a 28-year-old woman has died from injuries sustained in a two-vehicle accident yesterday on State Road 40 at the intersection of State Road 326. The woman is identified as Victoria Kraus of Ocala. According to the report, Kraus was driving a 2004 Toyota Corolla heading south on 326, attempting to make a left turn on Highway 40. The opposing vehicle, described as a 1994 Ford Aerostar, was heading west on Highway 40, being driven by 55-year-old Annette McBride of Silver Springs. The Ford hit the Toyota. A witness report states that the Ford Aerostar ran a red light at that intersection. The two drivers and one passenger were all transported to Ocala Regional Medical Center, where Kraus later died. McBride is listed in serious condition, and the passenger, identified as Shayna Futch, received minor injuries. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office SWAT team and deputies were on the scene at a Deltona home where a man was allegedly holding himself inside, threatening to blow up a bomb in the home. Authorities responded to the home last night following an anonymous call from someone who alleged a suspect planted a bomb. They also received photos of a cell phone bomb left at the Volusia County Sheriff's Office District 4 headquarters. Deputies connected the call to a man on North Worthington Drive in Deltona, and when arriving to the suspect's home, deputies say they saw the suspect with a backpack slam a mailbox shut and then run inside his home. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office bomb squad cleared the mailbox and deputies evacuated nearby residents. There could be some holiday concerns for beachgoers along parts of the Treasure Coast, Alan McBride explains.
With more people expected out on the water over this holiday, algae blooms are causing a concern in Martin County. Signs warning about the algae have been placed along the shoreline on county-owned property. Those signs indicate harmful algae may be present and to avoid contact with algae blooms. People are being asked to report algae blooms in public waters to the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. I'm Alan McBride.
A federal judge in Boston is giving a lifeline to the 1,700 evacuees from Puerto Rico who are trying to find permanent places to stay in Florida. The judge extending the hotel stays paid for by FEMA of those evacuees until the morning of July 24th.
That FEMA, again, activate all of the available tools that it has that Congress gave it when it recognized the vast need that victims of disasters, particularly of this magnitude, have, and that they continue to have, not just several months after the hurricane, but years after.
That FEMA program was set to expire last Saturday until the judge issued an injunction extending it. Senator Bill Nelson and Representative Darren Soto are meeting with evacuees in Central Florida where many had relocated. This is the 9th extension of the program since it began. If you have too many beers at the 4th of July cookout today, there's a way for you to get home safely. John Pecchio of AAA says tow to go is in effect today through early tomorrow morning.
AAA predicts a record number of travelers will hit the road this Independence Day. With more vehicles on the road, combined with alcohol consumption, AAA's Tow to Go program, supported by our partner over at Budweiser, will be out in full force protecting AAA members and the motoring public.
The service is free, and your car will be towed within 10 miles. Just call toll-free 855-2-TOW-TO-GO, and that's 855, the number 2, and then the words tow to go. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission officers are gearing up for a big day today on the water. They're hitting the water patrolling Central Florida rivers and lakes. Officer Chad Weber says extra officers will be on duty looking for boaters under the influence and equipment violations. He said he's looking for basic safety equipment and making sure there are life jackets for everyone on board. He says, we're not here to be the fun police. We want everyone to come out and enjoy Florida's natural resources. Just do it safely. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission worked 67 boating fatalities in 2017. They say most boating accidents are caused by boaters simply not paying attention. Retired Associated Press photojournalist Alan Diaz, whose photo of a terrified 6-year-old Cuban boy named Ilian Gonzalez earned him the Pulitzer Prize, has died. He was 71 years old. Diaz's daughter, Ailette Rodriguez Diaz, confirmed that he died yesterday. The cause of death was not immediately known. Diaz's iconic image shows an armed U.S. immigration agent confronting the boy in the Little Havana home where he lived with relatives after being found floating off the Florida coast. After the image hit the wires and network television news, Diaz saw how both Cuban leader Fidel Castro and Cuban-American community leaders used the photo to argue that the other side was brutal and heartless. The Associated Press hired Diaz as a staff photographer 2 months after the raid, kicking off a 17-year career with the wire service. Detectives have found a woman safe after she was seen on a surveillance video falling from a moving SUV. The 21-year-old woman had suffered road rash in the Monday afternoon fall, but had not sought medical attention, according to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. She told investigators that she fell out after leaning against a previously damaged door. The woman had been riding with her boyfriend, his sister, and the sister's 1-year-old son. They told police they had just left a nearby Walmart. The Monday afternoon incident was captured on video at an intersection near the University of South Florida in Tampa. The woman appeared to be unconscious after the fall, which prompted the search for her. The video was shared by the sheriff's office in hopes of getting the public's help to find her. She was flat on her back on the road when the driver, later identified as the woman's boyfriend, got out, picked her up, and carried her back to the SUV. He then drove away. Detectives have categorized the case as an accidental injury. No charges are expected. One Lake County city says their 4th of July event will be the only one in Central Florida to have dueling fireworks launched from 2 locations. Tents and a stage started going up yesterday morning at Lake Catherine Blueberries in Groveland. The 60-acre farm can hold about 5,000 people. There will be food, music, pony rides, BMX, stunt shows every hour, and 2 fireworks launch sites. Owner Dustin Lowe says this will be the only place in Central Florida to see dueling fireworks. The concept is City of Groveland fireworks versus Lake Catherine Blueberries fireworks. City officials say this celebration is one of the longest-running events in Central Florida with nearly 70 years of history. The City of Groveland Star-Spangled Spectacular 4th of July celebration starts at 4 p.m. and is free, but they're asking people to bring out 1 canned food donation for Faith Neighborhood Center. Finally, some good news for SunPass customers.
The upgrades to the SunPass toll system were supposed to last a week in mid-June. Weeks later, it was still having problems, and customers weren't receiving their toll transactions. Well, now the Florida Department of Transportation says the SunPass centralized customer service system is getting back on track and will begin posting those toll transactions on customers' accounts. And the DOT says individual account charges will be posted gradually so customers don't get socked with huge bills, and no penalties until the system is operating fully. It says the SunPass systems at the state's main airports are also completely operational. I'm Sharon Parker.
And if you're looking for a great place to find some fireworks, let me give you the rundown. God and Country Day begins today at 2 p.m. The fireworks will start at dark. The event is on the property near Golden Ocala at 7340 US 27. It's free to attend, but to park your car, it'll cost you $5. This is the Ocala JC's 49th annual festival and will feature all kinds of music and food and pony rides, a petting zoo, interactive games, an expanded kids zone with a haunted funhouse, water rides, a bungee jump, jump, and a whole lot more. You might want to bring insect repellent or perhaps sunscreen, and don't forget to bring some great walking shoes, and you might want to bring some chairs and a blanket, and of course a cooler filled with nice cool drinks. Plenty of food and drinks are for sale at the event, but it's always good to have a nice cooler right by your seat. There is also a patriotic celebration at On Top of the World. That begins at 4 p.m. The fireworks start at 9. This will be at the Circle Square Commons out On Top of the World at Southwest 80th Street. Parking there is $5. It is free for On Top of the World residents. The U.S. Navy Band Cruisers will be performing at 5 p.m. Also performing are Rocky and the Rollers and rock band Second Slice. Food trucks will also be on site. Beer, food, wine, and bottled water will be for sale. And if you're in Denellen, Stars and Stripes Family Fun Day is today from 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. at 11899 Bostic Street. That's Ernie Mills Park. The event will feature a DJ, some sack races, a bounce house, vendors, concessions, just a whole lot of fun stuff, plus a watermelon seed spitting contest. And in Micanopy, the 4th of July celebration parade starts at 11 a.m. on Southeast Tuscaloosa Road and Cholaca Boulevard in Micanopy. That's off US 441 north of the Marion Alachua County line. And those are the headlines from the source WOCA. Happy 4th of July.
Weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Wednesday, a mix of clouds and sun with a thunderstorm in the afternoon. High 85 to 89. A thunderstorm in spots in the evening, otherwise partly cloudy later at night, low 70 to 77. Thursday, clouds and some sunny breaks, a thunderstorm in spots mainly in the afternoon. High 87 to 90. Friday, a mix of clouds and sun, high 86 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Steve Travis.
So you're going to buy a golf cart. How about getting one that's up a notch? A Smart Cart electric vehicle can save you up to 50% on comparable models. Smart Cart models include features other companies charge extra for. Standard with Smart Cart, Toyota AC motor, onboard charger, Delta Q, headlights, brake lights, turn signals, horn, DOT tires, DOT windshield, wipers, seatbelts, side view mirrors, and digital gauges. It's called a Smart Cart for a reason. This Saturday, July 7th, stop by at 3400 Northeast 37th Place for the grand opening in Wildwood from 10 to 5. Free food, drink, music, giveaways. Like a free golf cart drawing on July 31st, no purchase necessary. Check out why they stand out and be the first of your neighbors to drive the talk of the town. Smart Cart USA. You're thinking about selling your home, but where do you start? Easy. Call Angie at 352-361-8359. Angie works with you to get your home sold. Angie is more than just an agent with Roberts Real Estate. She's a pro with heart. Call her at 352-361-8359, and you will know you have the right person.
I'm Angie Umpleby, and I'm looking forward to working with you when you call me at 352-361-8359. That's 352-361-8359.
Need help getting something awkward, large, or fragile, expertly packed or custom crated and shipped? Call on the professionals at PackMail. PackMail can ship anything, anywhere, and will find the perfect solution to even the most difficult shipping problems. From that big screen TV to an antique china cabinet, no item is too large or too delicate for the professionals at PackMail. Go online to WeShipOcala.com. That's WeShipOcala.com. PackMail ships anything, anywhere. All right, 15 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this 4th of July. It's just a beautiful day out there. I hope you're doing something and fun and safe and with people you love and all of that. I had, I don't have it right now, but I had a recording that I used to play on the 4th of July. It was done by Charlie Daniels, and in the piece he recites all of the beautiful places in this country, the United States of America, and a lot of the places he named were national parks. Not all of them, but many of them were national parks. And I wanted to tell you a little bit. I don't know if this will apply to everybody, but anyway, last year on August 28th, hey, good morning, how you doing? On August 28th last year, the price of the America the Beautiful, the National Parks and Federal Recreation Lands Senior Pass increased for the first time since 1994. The additional money is to be used to enhance the visitor experience in the parks. So I wanted to tell you about this. The price of the Senior Pass, a lifetime Senior Pass, the price of the America the Beautiful pass, this is for seniors, and I'm not sure what age qualifies you as a senior. It increased as a result of the centennial legislation PL 114-289, passed by Congress on December 16th, 2016. The senior pass has been $10 since 1994.
Oh, my.
The lifetime senior pass increased from $10 to $80. The legislation states that the cost of the lifetime senior pass be equal to the cost of the annual America the Beautiful, the National Parks and Federal Recreational Lands Pass, which is also $80. The legislation also established an annual senior pass for $20. That pass is valid for 1 year from the date of issuance. That's an annual pass. 4 annual senior passes purchased in prior years can be traded in for a lifetime pass. Additionally, access to the majority of National Park Service sites remains free. Only 118 of 417 National Park Service sites have an entrance fee.
Oh,
so
gosh.
There's 417 of them, only 118 charge you anything at all. So anyway, all right, here's the year. U.S. citizens or permanent residents 62 years of age or older are eligible for the senior pass. That means you and me, Robin.
There you go.
Annual and lifetime senior passes provide access to more than 2,000 recreation sites managed by 6 federal agencies. I don't know. I mean, $80 doesn't sound like an undoable thing if you want a lifetime pass to the national parks that charge you. I guess it all depends on how often you intend to go to these things, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so I have a little piece that I wanted to play for you. Let me find it on here.
I forget what park Salt Springs is, but my mom has a pass for those kind of parks.
I think that is national.
I think it's a national park, and
Yeah.
my mother has an unlimited pass for forever, a lifetime pass for
I
an
think you're
Alpha
right.
one. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I wanted to play this little piece. This is basically a little audio piece. I think it's about 3 minutes long, talking about the fact that establishing parcels of land to be national parks was one of the best ideas we've ever had in America.
It's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea too. Where's the little piece? Okay, here it is, right here. This is the piece. Sounds like church.
It does. Sounds like a funeral. It does.
Oh, here we go.
In 1872, United States President Ulysses S. Grant signed a bill designating Yellowstone as America's first national park. In fact, it was the first national park in the world. More than that, it was the birth of a new idea, the preservation of a natural site of notable beauty and importance. The idea caught on, and over the next 44 years, another 34 national parks and monuments, along with an agency to maintain them, were created. Here at Yellowstone National Park, we celebrate what author and environmentalist Wallace Stegner called the best idea America ever had. Absolutely American, absolutely democratic, Stegner wrote. National parks reflect us at our best. For a relatively new nation seeking to distinguish itself from the rest of the world, the national parks helped give America a cultural identity. Europe had its ancient castles and palaces, all symbols of monarchy and social class. The United States had stunning natural beauty on an epic scale, a Grand Canyon, amazing geysers, majestic herds of bison, elk, and other wildlife, and the biggest trees in the world, all symbols of the grand aspirations of its people. The National Park Service now cares for 409 sites spread over more than 84 million acres in all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and several U.S. territories. Every year, visitors come by the tens of millions to see beauty that man could not create, but could at least preserve. Stephen Mather, the first director of the National Park Service, declared that the national parks were intended for all to enjoy. A visit to one inspires love of country, begets contentment, engenders pride of possession, contains the antidote for national restlessness. He is a better citizen with a keener appreciation of the privilege of living here who has toured the national parks. They do not belong to one state, he said. They are national properties in which every citizen has a vested interest. Magnificent places like Yellowstone and America's other national parks inspire awe and reverence. They take us back to a time when very little separated us from nature. But they are more than hiking trails and campgrounds, more than scenic vistas and wildlife preserves. They are our nation's common ground.
Wow, except for the funeral music, it was pretty nice.
Yeah, exactly.
It was very funeral-y, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Very much so. Yeah, you can be in the mood and not have that.
So when you think about national parks, you think of Yellowstone. That's Wyoming, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you think of when you say national parks in Florida? What do you think?
John Penny Camp.
Is that a national park?
I'm not sure if it's national or Florida State Park.
But I always think of
John
the Ocala National Forest. Mm-hmm. It's not a national park, though, right? Or is it?
I think Juniper Springs.
That's a national park?
I think. Right? Because it's in the forest.
Well, the Everglades is like the national park in Florida. It's not the only one, but that's usually the one people think of. Everglades National Park, right?
That's right. That's right. Never been in
It doesn't exactly sound like something, like when you think of Yellowstone, you think of camping and tall trees and campfires. And I don't know. I've never actually gone camping in the Everglades National Park. It just sounds swampy to me. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
It sounds like if you put up a tent, you're going to have alligators in your sleeping bag.
Exactly.
Am I wrong about this?
No, you're right. I mean, I've been down Alligator Alley, but I've not stopped to kind of take a stroll.
Right. So I have the other national parks. Did you know there are 11 of them in Florida?
No.
Yeah.
And is John Penny Camp one of them or not?
Well, I didn't get that far. I'm going to
we'll start.
I'm going to tell you what we have. All right. This is what we have. This is from the National Park Service.
I don't want to take over your segment.
It's our segment. Even my segment. All right. We have, let's start with the one we know. Everglades National Park. Let me find it here. Everglades National Park protects an unparalleled landscape that provides important habitat for numerous rare and endangered species like the manatee, American crocodile, and the Florida panther. An international treasure as well, a World Heritage Site, International Biosphere Reserve, a wetland of international importance, and a specially protected area under the Cartagena Treaty.
Oh, okay.
So that's the Everglades National Park, and there's so much more you could know about it, but if you want to know more, I can.
I'd like to get an airboat tour of that. I think that would be fun. My mom and Aunt Marilyn went on them, and
of the whole
my
park?
Brother and stuff. I don't know how far they went, but they went down there and took the airboat tour.
There's lots of activities there. I'm looking at some of the things you can do there, so I just don't know. It sounds like mosquitoes, and sounds.
You can gamble down there.
You can. Oh yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Just in case anybody wants to, say, okay, I'm going to go indoors for a little bit. You guys can go outdoors. And I'll be fine.
Biscayne National Park.
Oh, you've been there.
Is Key Biscayne? Yes.
Oh, that's.
I had no idea that was a national park. There are 10,000 years of human history, all preserved in the museum. Which includes, of course, the indigenous people of the state of Florida, especially lower Florida, southern Florida. They also have shipwrecks and pirate paraphernalia.
Oh, that we can snorkel over or scuba dive in the Biscayne Bay?
Is it
shipwrecks?
Is this a water? Yeah.
So I bet you could snorkel over there. That would be fun.
You can look at it on the dry land too. Okay, so you want to know about Biscayne National Park?
Yeah.
All right, let me go to this. All right, within sight of downtown Miami, yet worlds away, Biscayne protects a rare combination of aquamarine waters, emerald islands, and fish-bejeweled coral reefs. 10,000 years of human history, and yes.
Oh, how beautiful our backyard is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
All right, so you're right. Most of it is the water, believe it or not. It's an underwater park. However, the islands in that park are part of it as well. So
I would like to bring my face mask and snorkel. I will have a good time.
I'm going to have to get a face mask with a prescription lens in it so I can see.
Yeah, me too, because I can't see anything when I take my glasses off.
Ocala Eye offers these, by the way.
Yes, they do.
If you didn't know. if you need eyeglasses to see, and you just have a regular swimming mask and you put that on underwater, you don't really see very clearly, right?
Excellent, yes.
Ocala Eye can get you, a little secret, they can get you a swimming mask with a prescription lens in it. Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. The Dry Tortugas are a national park. If you go to Key West and you get to the farthest most point, well, you're not done yet, but you got to take a boat to get to the Dry Tortugas. They're called dry, not because there's no water, but because there's no fresh water. At least not naturally occurring anyway. So
yeah, we've been looking at those from time to time. I would like to go there.
That looks like a fun thing to do, yeah. A fun
and
day
it's a day thing. You go there, but you got to come back, or can you camp over there? I can't remember.
You can camp over there. Yes, you can camp over there. I don't know that I would want to, but you can.
Yeah.
Can't
take an RV. You got to take your tent.
Okay. Now, if you want to go a little bit just north, I want to see the ones in Georgia because
okay.
Georgia has a lot also, and so let me look up this real quick. Let's see, national parks in Georgia. Here we go. This is off in the National Park Service in Georgia. Let's see, they have the Andersonville National Historic Site, the Appalachian National Scenic Trail.
Oh, nice.
The Augusta Canal National Heritage Area.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
The Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area. The Chickamauga and Chattanooga National Military Park.
Oh.
Cumberland Island National Seashore. Fort Frederica National Monument. Where's National Park?
That must be on the East Coast.
Fort
right?
Pulaski National Monument in Savannah. St. Simon's Island is the Fort Frederica. Yeah. All the forts would, of course,
Savannah, I'd love to go there too. That's 3 hours up the coast?
The Jimmy Carter National Historic Site is up in Plains, Georgia.
Oh my.
The Kennesaw Mountain National Battlefield Park is up there. The Martin Luther King Jr. National Historical Park is up there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of stuff. The Trail of Tears, National Historic Trail. Remember and commemorate the survival of the Cherokee people forcefully removed from their homelands in Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee to live in Indian Territory, now Oklahoma. They did that here in Florida, too, by the way.
Yeah, that was very sad.
The Trail of Tears.
Very sad, the Trail of Tears.
So the National National Historic Trail of Tears, I had no idea this was something. It goes from Alabama through Arkansas, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, Missouri, North Carolina, Oklahoma, and Tennessee.
I didn't realize the lengths. Oh, my gosh.
Something?
We were so horrible as a people.
All right, let's take a little break. We'll be right back. We're celebrating the 4th of July and remembering things American. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu at the mouth of a cave in Thailand. From the military to monks, all they're offering support in efforts to save schoolboys trapped more than a mile from the cave entrance.
The most revered monks, the Buddhist leaders, have come here and spent about the last 45 minutes with the relatives of the missing boys at the top of the caves. They've been having a Buddhist ceremony, praying for the safe return of the missing boys.
Lisa Holland with Fox Sister Network Sky News. Authorities still trying to figure out the best way to get them out, including using dive equipment. And the Trump administration rescinding an Obama-era guidance. White House now saying the government will no longer encourage schools to use race as a factor in the college admissions process, though some universities say they intend to continue efforts as before. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Ever wonder why Miller High Life is called the champagne of beers? Because it's a flavorful, easy-drinking beer with a perfect storm of tiny champagne-like bubbles. And it's been that way since 1903.
If you've got the time,
welcome to the High Life.
We've got the beer, Miller Beer.
2018 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Drink High Life responsibly.
What is it, Linda?
I think we should see other people.
Are you breaking up with me? On a roller coaster?
Well, we do have a lot of fun. Maybe we should stay together.
An emotional roller coaster? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
I just need a little me time.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Council.
Get equipped for anything with a John Deere 3025E compact tractor from AgPro. It's equipped with a low price of $139 per month, and we've got all the attachments you'll ever need. Request a quote at agproco.com. Offer ends 4/30/18, subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. 20% down payment required. Taxes, freight, setup, and delivery charges could increase monthly payment. See dealer for details.
Hey folks, next time you come to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, be sure to check out their genuine, old-timey greenhouse. Inside you'll find hundreds of bloomers and succulents, plus accessories for your yard or garden, including those bird bath fountains, pottery, garden flags, and those nifty wind chimes, all at prices 10 to 20% off. We promise it's worth a trip to the greenhouse. Then check those dogwood azaleas just in and priced at a record low $2.99. And don't forget the BOGO and crepe myrtles. Now listen to this. All shade trees, buy one at Bob's low price and get one for half price for a limited time only. Check the ad, then head on over to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your Verizon representative with news that will hum your car, make it smart and safe. How? With the new Hum device by Verizon. You can rest assured you're never alone. Flat tire? Lost? Accident? For $10 a month, Hum by Verizon has you covered. And I will come to you in Marion County to install the Hum for free. Time to call me at 352-528-0020. Are you ready to hum along? Call 352-528-0020.
Here is your 1-minute news brief from the source WOCA. The Florida Highway Patrol is reporting that a 28-year-old woman has died from injuries sustained in a two-vehicle accident yesterday on State Road 40 at the intersection of State Road 326. Volusia County Sheriff's Office SWAT team and deputies were on the scene at a Deltona home where a man was allegedly holding himself inside, threatening to blow up a bomb inside the home. Retired Associated Press photojournalist Alan Diaz, whose photo of a terrified 6-year-old Cuban boy named Ilian Gonzalez earned him a Pulitzer Prize, has passed away. He was 71 years old. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission officers are gearing up for a big day today on the water as we celebrate the 4th of July. Detectives in Florida have found a woman safe after she was seen on a surveillance video falling from a moving SUV near the University of South Florida in Tampa. And the city of Groveland in Lake County boasts they have the only dueling fireworks show in Central Florida. Fireworks from there will be launched from 2 locations. And that is your news brief from the source.
Weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Wednesday, a mix of clouds and sun with a thunderstorm in the afternoon. High 85 to 89. A thunderstorm in spots in the evening, otherwise partly cloudy later at night, low 70 to 77. Thursday, clouds and some sunny breaks, a thunderstorm in spots mainly in the afternoon. High 87 to 90. Friday, a mix of clouds and sun, high 86 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Steve Travis.
You know how frogs are so hoppy? It's because they don't smoke or have COPD, otherwise they would be flip-floppy. If you want to quit smoking to prevent yourself from croaking, come to A Better You for a good acupuncture poking. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein, with A Better You Healthcare to stop smoking today at 352-615-5566. 352-615-5566.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand, and many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-831-8611. 800-831-8611. 800-831-8611.
It's time to rethink what you know about clean American propane and what it can do for your operation. Want efficient, reliable power independent of the grid? Propane can do that. Power for EPA-compliant engines without all the extra fluids and filters. Propane can do that. Eliminate fuel theft, lower hourly fuel costs, reduce downtime. Propane can do all of that. Discover all the things propane can do on your farm at propanecandothat.com.
All right, 7 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Let me see if I got this thing queued up. I just wanted to play this song here. Let's see if I have it right. Let's see if I did this. Here we go. Hope I got the right one.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I'd thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
That is such a great song. Still great, right?
Oh, yeah. It gives me chills, and I love the harmonies.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing it this way before, but that is Lee Greenwood, right?
Yes, yes.
That's what it says.
Wow.
Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. That's from Psalms 33:12. It says it.
Oh, look at my goosebumps. Wow.
All right. We are celebrating the 4th of July. Hope you're out there and enjoying your 4th of July. I don't know what kind of food you've got planned. I think I've got hot dogs in my future, though.
Yeah.
What was the topic? Oh, I wanted to talk about the national parks that you might not have heard about.
Yes.
We're talking about national parks, so I have some that maybe you never heard about that are definitely worth visiting. One of them is Organ Mountains Desert Peaks National Monument in New Mexico.
Okay.
Anybody ever hear this one? This was established only in 2014. It is one of the newest national monuments in the country.
Oh my gosh.
Oregon
Brand
Mountains
new.
Desert Peaks, May of 2014, was declared a national park by presidential proclamation. Actually, technically, it's not a national park. It is a national monument. It is managed by the Bureau of Land Management and Las Cruces District Office. The monument lies in southeastern New Mexico and is made up of the Organ Mountains, Desert Peaks, Portillo Mountains, and the Doña Ana Mountains. Home to several rare species of plants and animals, ancient Native American petroglyphs and lava flows. I may have seen... I remember seeing the petroglyphs, the little writing on the rocks, when I went to something out there a long time ago.
Oh,
So I don't really know.
Was
if
it
that's
in colors? I mean, did you see when
No,
you
no,
looked
no.
out there? Was it colorful in that area?
No, not at all. No,
Oh.
in fact, it looked like you were looking at almost like a black and white picture as you look down onto the rocks. Yeah.
Ansel Adams comes to mind when you say that. He was
Yeah.
a wonderful photographer
Yeah.
with the black and whites.
Yeah. By the way, before we continue with the national park story, there was a news story this morning out of Michigan, and you're going to have to help me with this name, Robin. But a fort, a colonial era fort in Michigan, has revealed some colonial era items that nobody ever knew were buried there. This is in the news just today.
Oh my!
These are everyday items from the late 1700s have been discovered at the site of a colonial era fort in Michigan, offering a glimpse into America's past.
Oh my!
They found a brass thimble, ceramics, a knife, shards of a glazed tin jar. This is all part of the discoveries made during an archaeological excavation at Colonial. Here's the word I need help with.
Okay.
Michilimackinac. Michilimackinac. One big word.
Michilimackinac. That sounds right.
Michilimackinac?
That sounds right.
In Mackinac City, Michigan.
Yes.
The artifacts were found in the remains of a cellar at the site. How do we say it? Michilimackinac? Michilimackinac?
Michilimackinac.
Is an 18th century fort and trading village on the Straits of Mackinac. It was built by the French in 1715. The fort was taken over by the British in 1761. A Revolutionary War era knife was discovered in Michigan State Park. One of the most unusual artifacts in the level that was excavated was a brass thimble with a small hole punched in the top of it.
Oh my!
Dr. Lynn Evans is the curator of the archaeology at Mackinac State Historic Parks. She said thimbles were sometimes strung to be worn like tinkling cones. A small section of string was preserved inside the thimble by the copper salts from the brass. A variety of ceramics were found at the site, including 4 shards from a white tin-glazed earthenware jar. Shards from 2 different blue and white Chinese export porcelain vessels were found, and a fragment of beaded English creamware, according to Evans, Dr. Evans.
Oh my gosh! How fascinating is this? What a cool find!
A 7-inch case knife blade with a broken handle was also excavated from the site just in June.
Mm-hmm.
One of the rivets from the handle is still present, according to Dr. Evans, noting that it is the 3rd knife blade found in the area of the cellar.
In case knives go back that far.
I guess so.
Isn't that something? I never knew that.
Several barrel band fragments have been found as well. This suggests that the cellar was being used to store trade goods such as knives, in addition to food.
Wow. That is interesting.
Last year, a Revolutionary War era knife was found at Colonial Michilimackinac?
Mm-hmm.
The knife, which has I just like saying that, Michilimackinac. The knife, which has an intact blade, dates back to 1781, perhaps older than that even. Other artifacts found at the site include a colonial lock and a piece of silver.
Oh, my. Good morning.
Did you know at that, oh gosh, where was I looking at this?
Oh, he's so cute.
I think at the museum in the Francis Tavern.
Uh-huh.
I think they have a lock of George Washington's hair. I remember
what I
the
think.
kids seeing that. Not there, but in I can tell you the name of the park, Salisbury Park on Long Island.
Oh, really?
I seem to remember seeing that. Good morning, you're on the air.
Hey, Larry, I'm from Michigan, and you're destroying the name there, buddy. It's not Mackinac, it's Mackinac.
Oh, really?
But it's spelled Mackinac, though, isn't it?
You are correct, but it's pronounced Mackinac.
Oh, okay. So,
I never knew that.
So it's Michilimackinac?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I never knew that all these years.
Are you familiar with the park where they found all this stuff?
I'm familiar. I was from lower Michigan, but upper Michigan is where Mackinac Island is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Mackinac, not Mackinac.
Oh, I appreciate that. I always say everything wrong.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate
That's
that.
all right. I just didn't want you to walk around saying it wrong all day.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I always thought it was, I grew up in Wisconsin, and we went to Mackinac Island, but I've always pronounced it Mackinac because that's how I saw it spelled. And wow, so thank you so much.
But when I heard him say it, I have heard it said that way, so now we know. Mackinac. So
Mackinac.
That must be French, I guess, huh?
I guess so, or Indian, maybe. Native American.
July a year ago.
Interesting.
Listen to this. July 1 year ago, an 18th century crucifix was also found at the same location in Michigan.
Wow. All intact. That's a pretty amazing part, too. All these centuries.
Other historic items from America's early days are also in the spotlight at the moment, just in time for the 4th of July. An extremely rare printed copy of the Declaration of Independence has gone on display at the Museum of the American Revolution in Philadelphia.
Oh, my.
One of the first printed versions of the Declaration of Independence, the parchment, was printed by Philadelphia's John Dunlap in July of 1776. Known as a broadside, the parchment is printed on one side. The historic document is on loan from the American Philosophical Society Library in Philadelphia.
Wow.
It's the first time that the parchment has been displayed outside the library's walls.
Gosh.
That's interesting stuff, huh?
That is, and they've got to be so careful with that. You think after all these centuries that it might crumble. It has to be airtight, right? In those cases, or however they transport it.
I would suppose they have to do that. Yeah.
Wow, I love this.
All right, so you want to hear some more national parks or national preserves?
Yeah.
That you can go to. I've never been to Maine, but there's one up there called. Here I'm going to get this one wrong too. Katahdin Woods and Waters National Monument.
Okay, that would be my guess because of the way it's spelled.
K-A-T-A-H-D-I-N.
I'm probably wrong too.
Katahdin.
Mm-hmm. That looks pretty.
This is a newer national park also, created only in 2016.
Oh, my.
How about that?
I never knew that. I always thought of national parks being like ancient.
Very old, yeah.
Yeah.
This one is located in northern Maine. Some people don't like the fact that we're making more national parks, by the way. We've had calls like that.
Yes, yeah, we have.
Because they feel like the federal government is taking over a lot of the land.
Mm-hmm. As long as they keep it national parks and don't turn it into developments or air bases or something.
Bering Land Bridge National Preserve in Alaska is also on the list. In 2014, only 2,636 people visited this one.
Maybe they're not aware of it.
There you go.
That's probably it. That's probably not on the... they walk on glaciers, but they don't think about that there'd be a park up there.
It says you have to take an air taxi to get to it.
Oh, how cool is that?
Now, what an air taxi.
I would love that.
Don't they call that an airplane? Isn't that an airplane?
Yeah, but because, they taxi back and forth just like the water taxis on Jacksonville Landing. You don't call them a boat, you call them a water taxi.
Yeah, I flew in an Airbus one time. Good morning, you're on the air.
Hey, it's the Michigan guy again. One more you want to look at near Traverse City, upper left Michigan is Sleeping Bear Sand Dunes.
Oh, what is there? What's there?
It's another national park.
Oh, okay.
Sleeping Bear Sand Dunes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Is it beautiful?
Off of Traverse City.
I bet it's very pretty.
Yeah, Traverse City is really nice.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Really?
Okay.
Thank you.
You know what we should
This
do?
is
We
wonderful.
should look up the most charming small town in Michigan. I have that whole list here.
He said Traverse City was really nice.
I know. Well, so Ocala's nice too, but Naples was
Yeah.
listed as Florida's most charming small city.
Yeah. Good morning. Happy
see.
4th of July.
Good morning. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
you
you.
too. Let's see. Michigan. I'm going to find the most charming small town in Michigan.
Okay.
Here it is. Oh, it's Frankenmuth. Oh, I'm probably saying that wrong too.
Oh, that's the German town.
Frankenmuth, maybe Franken.
Yeah, my mom always went up there when she and my dad and Al would visit up there. That's the German town. She brought back some beautiful ornaments, glass ornaments I still have, and they're like 40 years old.
It's called Michigan's Little Bavaria.
Mm-hmm.
It is styled after a Bavarian village with lots of German and Alpine architecture.
Yeah, very,
I
very
had no idea we had
charming.
towns like this in America. The town has plenty. Now that we got one in Georgia,
Helen.
and one in Michigan. The town has plenty of charming hotels and inns for visitors. The world's largest Christmas store.
Yeah, they have beautiful glass ornaments. I've got some that are 40 years old that my mom bought my, TJ and Shannon when they were born, and they're gorgeous.
Oh, they have a cuckoo clock shop.
Yes. I have one of those, a cuckoo clock from Germany.
Does it work?
No, I have to get it repaired.
Well, we could go to Frankenmuth.
That's right. We can take it with us.
Any other towns you want to know? All right, let me go back to the national park.
National parks.
All right, I did Alaska. Guadalupe Mountains National Park in Texas. It's another one recommended. It's the high desert landscape near the Texas-Mexico border. The most visually striking point is El Capitan, the massive cliff that towers over the rest of the park. You can also wander the Salt Basin Dunes, 2,000 acres of white gypsum sand dunes.
Oh, that would be a really nice walk.
I gotta get an RV or something.
That would be nice.
I gotta get one of those things that people drive.
You can rent those.
I know.
1-800-RV or something. They have smiling faces on the side of
I
them.
know.
I've seen them go down the road.
Yeah, I know. They do look nice. Yeah.
They do.
The North Cascades National Park in Washington is another lesser-known national park.
Oh.
It's a 3-hour drive from Seattle if you're in the area. Glacier National Park in Montana, in northern Montana, known as the crown of the continent because it serves as the headwaters for rivers and streams that go to the Pacific Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Hudson Bay. Is that right?
Oh my gosh.
I had no
didn't
idea.
know that.
Lake McDonald is a 10-mile long glacial lake surrounded by snow-capped peaks. So this is like the beginning of all the rivers, many of the rivers anyway.
Wow. Now that would be a sight. That would be absolutely breathtaking, I betcha.
Yeah. A little bit closer to home, the Congaree National Park in South Carolina.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of this one?
No, but it looks like one of our paintings.
It does. It looks exactly like a paint. No, we live in the East. If you're looking for a warmer spot for your getaway, Congaree National Park. This national park sits in the middle of the floodplain between the Congaree and Wateree rivers, which means that the 25 miles of hiking trails and 2.4 miles of wheelchair-accessible boardwalk
Oh, how wonderful.
occasionally flood. Canoeing and kayaking are the best methods to explore this lush old growth. Good morning. How you
Good
doing?
morning. Happy 4th of July.
So there you go.
Wow. And that's really nice. Wheelchair accessible. Silver Springs, that boardwalk and everything is wheelchair accessible. Really nice.
So what is there not to embrace about America? You know, as far as the philosophy of what made America, you know, it's an amazingly beautiful philosophy. You know, all men are created equal. I mean, everybody knows that we had that philosophy but didn't adhere to it for everybody. That was a problem, and we've fixed that problem, and
Yes.
and we are on the right track. And I think we're the leaders in freedom in the world. I really do. I really think the rest of the world is better off because the founding fathers of this country set into place a philosophy that we have embraced and improved upon. The philosophy has always been there, but but we haven't always adhered to it.
Yeah.
You know, we said all men are created equal, but then we had this asterisk. Well, except for this one and that one and the other one, right?
Yeah, isn't that annoying?
But we have, and you women, by the way, we're also not included in on that a whole lot.
I know, but that's okay. We are.
But now, things have changed, and if you see that, and here's the beautiful part, the freedom of speech and the freedom of the press might be the two most important reasons why we've been able to maintain this.
Yes.
Because we can speak out against our government, and we can do the things we think we need to do to keep this country great.
And it just seems like people keep bringing up the bad things in the past. Well, we're learning from the past, and if we got to stop bringing up the bad things and getting everybody riled up and move forward.
And here's an important thing to remember: those men and women who have fought for this freedom. Have come from every walk of life. They've been white, they've been black, they've been Puerto Rican, they've been Muslim, they've been Jewish, they've been Christian.
Yeah.
They've been American Indian. They've been everybody. So the military definitely represents the amazing cross culture of this country. The melting pot, if you will.
For sure.
Of this country, the freedom that we celebrate today, the independence that we celebrate. We are independent, and yet we're also interdependent. We depend on each other. Which is why we're going to gather together later on and watch fireworks and.
Oh yeah.
And
just pray to God and be thankful that we live in America, the land of the free, home of the brave. God bless America.
All right, we're up against the break again. Let's take that break. We'll be right back. I don't even know what's playing in the background. Sounds like I got more than one thing going. Sounds like I got Hey Jude. How is Hey Jude playing in the background? Where is that coming from? Oh, it's gone. Okay.
It's the
All right.
The listing.
All right, we'll be right back. This is the 4th of July.
Yes, it is.
And you're listening to AM Ocala Live. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Wednesday, a mix of clouds and sun with a thunderstorm in the afternoon. High 85 to 89. A thunderstorm in spots in the evening, otherwise partly cloudy later at night, low 70 to 77. Thursday, clouds and some sunny breaks, a thunderstorm in spots mainly in the afternoon, high 87 to 90. Friday, a mix of clouds and sun, high 86 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Steve Travis.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu at the mouth of a cave in Thailand. From the military to monks, all they're offering support in efforts to save